There's an old expression that says, each one reach one, each one teach one. And too often we kind of overlook that kind of power as it relates to the kind of role that we can play to try to assist, really everybody, but particularly young people. And so I'm so happy today to be able to talk to and interview two individuals from an organization that has been making a difference in reaching and teaching for, oh my God, for decades. That organization is the Boys and Girls Club of not only of Central Georgia, but throughout the nation. But now we're going to talk to the one in Central Georgia because they are doing a phenomenal job. We got two individuals today who are playing a role in reaching and teaching boys and girls through the auspices of the Boys and Girls Club. And those individuals are Mr. Philip Bryant. What's your title, Mr. Bryant?
I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer.
The President and Chief Executive Officer. Bringing up the back as it relates to marketing support is Ms. Rochelle Wilson. What's your title, Ms. Rochelle?
Vice President of Mission Advancement and Chief Development Officer.
Mission Advancement and Chief Development Officer. Mr. Bryant, just kind of give us an overview, just like historically and presently of the Boys and Girls Club.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Mr. Habershan, for having us a part of your show today. And the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Georgia has been around and operating for 83 plus years this year.
Wow.
We currently serve, on average, about 600 kids per day through 6 club locations. We have 5 locations directly related here in Central Georgia, 3 clubs in Bibb County, 1 club in Monroe County, Forsyth, 1 club in Warner Robins, and we have another club that is about 2 hours south down in Metter, Georgia. You know, they like to say everything is better in Metter.
Yeah.
We have a club there in Metter that came to us by way of a merger. So through those 6 clubs, we serve roughly 600 kids per day in after-school programming, everything from mentoring and tutoring to homework assistance to providing hot meals and snacks each and every day. And so the Boys and Girls Club, for so many years, were recognized as the club on the hill on 2nd Street. And so when they tore that facility down, a lot of people thought the club disappeared. But we're still here. We're strong. Again, been around for 82 plus years. Again, serving almost 600 kids per day through our 6 club locations with a very seasoned staff. On average, our club directors have, 25 to 30 years worth of youth development experience. And so we're proud of what we're providing in terms of services to young people who need us most here in the community.
I'm proud of that. Matter of fact, I'm going to date myself, but I remember when that club was up on the hill on 2nd Street. Although I'm dating myself, and I remember Lamar Geddes, who used to be one of the directors of, I think, that club, who did a phenomenal job. I also am very, very familiar with Harold Hatcher, who's a great friend of mine, and he's also associated with the club. So it would be remiss if I didn't give him a shout out because I know how he feels about the Boys and Girls Club and the kind of job that it's doing. But I mean, I'm really pleased to be able to feature the Boys and Girls Club because I've heard a lot of stars. I mean, even Denzel Washington,
Absolutely.
Talks about, what the Boys and Girls Club has meant to him. So it's making a difference. And I'm going to admonish everybody to become familiar with the Boys and Girls Club because youth are our future. And then we kind of overlook the power of programming and mentorship as it relates to our young people. They're like sponges. And if in fact we can generate and provide meaningful information and activities for them, they'll do the best thing and they'll do very well. So too often we don't look at the causes of some of the problems that we're having with our youth. But I'm here to tell you today, Alex E. Habersham, that part of the problem is not they are not in any constructive and instructive programs. So the Boys and Girls Club is certainly a vehicle that can kind of address that, and I promise you that they are making a measurable difference. So talk more specifically, if you would, either one of you, about some of the activities like day-to-day activities in which these young people are involved.
Well, I really appreciate you for mentioning the constructive stuff that we do, that we should provide for young people. I always like to say if organizations like Boys and Girls Clubs and other nonprofit organizations that serve young people are not providing an opportunity for young people to be engaged in constructive activities, that there are people out there that will provide them with activities that will lead them down the road to destructive activities.
Yes, sir.
And so we like to make sure that all of the young people that comes through our metaphorical blue doors of the Boys and Girls Clubs are provided opportunity to engage in constructive, lifelong learning activities taught by caring adults, well-trained adults. And so some of the things that we do, typically a Boys and Girls Club is open from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. We like to say that when the school doors close at 3 p.m., our doors open so that we can serve those kids during the critical hours between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Studies have shown for many, many years that between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., more juveniles are arrested between that 4-hour block of time than any other time throughout the day. And so we want to make sure that when those school doors are closed, our doors are open to serve young people. Some of the things that we do, we try to make sure that every kid that comes through our doors, first and foremost, feel that they are supported by caring adults. We make sure that our staff are well trained in youth development activities and services, and that also when they come to us, that they understand that we're not just a place to come and participate in recreational activities. We want to make sure that they are being mentored, given academic tutoring, that they're progressing to the next grade level, that they are graduating from high school on time, and those who are college ready and head off to college, we want to make sure that they get accepted into college. Those that are not college ready, that may not even want to go to college, we want to make sure that they have some type of job skills that they could become productive citizens within the community. So we do everything from STEM programs to reading and tutoring and mentoring for young kids. We have music programs at the club. We have, of course, our sports programs at the club. But we like to engage in those high yield learning activities, in particular, anything that's related to STEM education.
And then one thing that we all need to understand is that they're going to do something. They're going to
You're
go
right.
somewhere.
You're right.
And they're going to be engaged in something. And it's just so wonderful that there is a vehicle and an entity in which we can put them wherein they're going to learn a lot and be productive and things of that nature. So now there are a lot of programs, Rochelle, that you're promoting. We don't want to get into the money making one, but I noticed that oftentimes you're sending out emails that will earmark or highlight, individuals and groups or what have you, through the experiences of the Boys and Girls Club that are doing well. Talk about some of those things that you're promoting on a daily basis because I see the emails.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad that you do. The first one that comes to mind is we just wrapped up our Youth of the Year not too long ago, and that for our local competition. And what that is we have high school students that compete to be recognized as Central Georgia's Youth of the Year. And they will go against other Youth of the Years from other clubs in Georgia for the state level, and then there'll be regional and nationals. And so we hope that our youth will go on to represent not just Central Georgia, but Georgia and the country. And our one of our candidates, or our candidate that we have, is competing this coming Monday. She's Xaviana. We're so proud of her, and she was accepted into Mercer. So she is on a really great path, and she's been a part of our clubs for a long time. And her story is just very powerful. She is a foster student, and she really found a home at the Boys and Girls Clubs with that extra support that she needed. But another candidate was named Kevin, and he talked a lot in his speech, and his story had to do with coming to the club and having those male role models in his life that he didn't have outside of the club. And so kind of playing on what y'all were talking about being a sponge and having needing things to be poured into you that are positive. And the clubs, not only with our programming, has a lot of that, but also just even having the adults that care and that are there on a consistent daily basis to be that extra level of support that so many kids need. And sometimes it might be the only male role model in their life is their club director or a coach or someone that they encounter and work with at the clubs. And so we're providing not just these tangible skills and these tangible lessons, but these really intangible things that all kids need.
There's an old saying that says the proof is in the pudding. And anytime you can highlight or single out individuals who have benefited positively and measurably through the activities at the Boys and Girls Club, then that's absolutely phenomenal. Mr. Bryan, talk a little bit about volunteers, whether or not there's a need for them, and also talk about resources. And what we will do is I want you to give us some input on those two items. Well, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Caversham, interviewing Ms. Rochelle Wilson and Mr. Philip Bryant of the Boys and Girls Club, and we'll be right back.
Community-based organizations like the Boys and Girls Club of Central Georgia serve as partners in providing access to the programs and resources that both youth and families need to succeed. I believe education is the key to opportunity, and our commitment to these youth must extend beyond the classroom. Join me by putting your hope in action. Visit their website today.
As I was saying before the break, although the staff and the management and staff are doing a phenomenal job, but it takes a village. It takes a village. And I think that all of us, each one of us, has a responsibility to do what we can to support entities and programs and organizations and nonprofits that's proven and making a difference in our community. So, Mr. Bryan, if you would talk a little bit about existing volunteers, maybe if there are any, and maybe talk about the need for volunteers if there is a need. And then we're going to talk about resources because no nonprofit, including the Boys and Girls Club, with the phenomenal job that it's doing, has everything that it needs. So talk a little bit about those support mechanisms that would benefit the Boys and Girls Club.
Absolutely. Well, the Boys and Girls Club, we thrive off of the support of volunteers. Of course, back in March of 2020 when COVID hit and we had to close down our operations, we had to lay off all of our part-time staff at that time. And so as we began to reopen our club operations in late July and early August, we were dependent upon a lot of people supporting us in terms of volunteerism. Although we have tried to limit the number of volunteers coming actually into the clubs, due to the social distancing requirements by the CDC, we love volunteers. There are ample volunteer opportunities. We have an Office of Juvenile Justice program that requires us to recruit adult mentors, and so we need mentors for that program. We are implementing our youth sports program back up starting this coming summer. We're going to need volunteer coaches for flag football and basketball and volleyball and lacrosse. So we're going to need those volunteers. But we also need academic volunteers. So any retired teachers or educators that will love to come and help support our young people in terms of their reading performance and their math and academic performance, please reach out to the Boys and Girls Club. We have 6 club locations that is in dire need of volunteers to come in and support these young people. I think the more time that young people spend around caring adults, whether they're paid staff or volunteers, the better chance they have at life. And so we truly need ample volunteers to come in and support the Boys and Girls Clubs. And hopefully through outlets like this, the community will see the need that we have for those volunteer leaderships to come. In addition to serving at the club, we could also use additional volunteers to serve on our corporate board of directors and our local club advisory boards. So I will be glad to share with you, Mr. Habersham, through an email, some of the positions that we're looking to fill on our corporate board of directors in terms of positions like governance, board governance. We need someone to come on our board and support us in board and governance. And we need someone to come on and support us in marketing and resource development. So there are ample opportunities, and we would love to for the community to reach out to us to help support on a local club level as well as a corporate level. Now, in terms of financials, we can always use more donations. I don't know of a nonprofit organization that would turn down donations. Perfect example, just today, the Griffith Family Foundation showed up today and presented us with a donation that was a huge surprise to us. But we love being surprised in that way. And so as COVID hit, of course, we shut down and we lost a tremendous amount of resources in terms of revenue as an organization. But fortunately, we have great support in the community. So we had some individuals and businesses and corporations to step up and support us, in addition to some of the things that we have tried to do in terms of special events. But I will let Rochelle talk about those. But we can always use additional support. Fortunate, we were able to survive COVID through 2020. And yes, this first quarter of the year has been sort of a struggle for us. But knock on wood, and by the grace of God, we're still here and we're still serving young people.
That's outstanding. Okay, so Rochelle, that's a good entree into you're talking about some of the outreach activities, not only as it relates to fundraising, but other kinds of activities in which you're involved in the projects and the initiatives that you have got going on.
Great, I'm happy to. So the one that we've been talking about with you recently is our Hailstorm Golf Ball Drop that's coming up on May 4th. And that will be where a helicopter will drop numbered balls over Luther Williams Field, numbered golf balls. And people ahead of time can buy a golf ball with their number on it. And whichever ball lands closest to the target win $10,000. And if they buy a limited pink ball, they could double first place prize to $20,000. And there's other prizes as well for second through eighth closest to the target, as well as the furthest from the target. So more than just one opportunity to win cash, but we're hoping that this can be really fun and exciting for our community in a way that it's not only will the proceeds go back into the Boys and Girls Clubs, but it's a fun experience that is also, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. So so you can buy let me understand, because I feel like I'm lucky anyway. So I can buy
Right.
a ball, I can purchase a ball,
Yes.
and then with a number on it,
Yes.
and then then what happens is that all these balls that are purchased are put on a helicopter,
Yes.
and then it's dropped.
Yes.
And then when my ball is the closest to the hole, because I'm not just gonna buy a ball. I'm gonna buy. Now, how you double the money? How you double it?
So there's a pink ball, a limited pink ball. So if the pink ball is the one that's closest to the target, then it's double the first place prize.
So instead of 10, it's 20.
Yes.
Okay.
And so Mr. Habersham, the pink balls, when we say a limited number of pink balls, Rochelle, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we are limiting the number of pink balls to how many?
500.
So there's only 500 pink balls that we're selling.
No, 498, because I'm gonna buy two in just a minute. Okay. Now, Rochelle, how can one purchase these balls? And I want to reiterate, on a serious note, that everybody needs to do this, because whether I win or you win or not, then this helps to support a phenomenal organization. So now, how does one get to purchase the pink and the white balls?
Yeah. So the best way to do it would be to go to our website, and I'll say it very slowly, bgcce.org. And it stands for, it's easy to remember if you think Boys, Girls Clubs Central Georgia, bgccg.org. And if you go there immediately, there'll be a pop-up and you can click on it to buy your golf balls. And it also has all of the rules and things so that you can really have it take a second to understand how it's going to work and what the logistics of it are. If I know some people really are curious about that. So but that it's all there, and the links to RSVP on Facebook, to invite your friends on Facebook, to buy your golf balls. If you want to sponsor, there's also a link to sponsorships there. And we are talking about letting our presenting sponsor be the one to go up in the helicopter to release the balls from the helicopter. So if that's something you're interested in, there's certainly an avenue for that to be a possibility. If we have more than one person wanting to be our presenting sponsor, we'll come up with a way to a fun, engaging way to choose that. But yeah, so that right now is what you can find on our website. So everything you could dream of is going to be there for you.
I'm sure there's going to be some people curious about reaching out. So if somebody specifically has some questions and wants to know what's going on, how can they? I know you told me the website, but is there a phone number to the office, and are there
Yeah.
emails?
A really great email is info@bgccg.org, and we'll make sure it gets to the right person, concerning whatever it is. If you want to email me directly, it's rwilson@bgccg.org. 478-621-4329 is my direct line.
And I want to take my hat off for 83 years of service to the community. Although Philip has not been the president CEO for that long.
I feel like it.
And I also want to congratulate in front of field Rochelle. She's doing a good job of outreach, and I'm also confident that the community will provide and exemplify the kind of support that the Boys and Girls Club need to continue to serve our kids. Oh, let me ask you this quickly, Phil. What about if there's a youth that a parent or a pastor or somebody in the community feel could benefit from being a part of the club? What should that process be?
Just as simple as giving us a call, going to the website to info@bgccg.org, or giving us a call. If there is a parent or a pastor or a church that has a young person that they think should be engaged with the Boys and Girls Club, give us a call. We have enough clubs location here in Bibb County and in the Central Georgia community that we will certainly connect them with the club that is closest to their home.
So there is space available in the
Absolutely.
event somebody wants to.
We don't turn any kid away that want to be a part of the Boys and Girls Club.
And then they can go to the website to ascertain the locations of the clubs too, to see which club is closer.
Absolutely. And for the remainder of this school year, Mr. Habersham, there is no fee for after school care. So any child that want to participate in Boys and Girls Club right now through the end of this school year, there is no charge.
That's absolutely outstanding. Rochelle, take a minute to encourage people about that ball drop again.
Oh my gosh. This is a chance to win $10,000. And I mean, think about what you would do with $10,000 or $20,000 even. And it's like I said, it's a win-win for everybody. You know, it's something that if you do win, it's obviously a big win, and there's a lot that you could probably do in your life and impact you make in your life. But also think about the proceeds and the benefit for the Boys and Girls Clubs, and it's like the gift that keeps on giving, and the impact it's going to have in our community and in the lives of the kids we reach.
Well, I want to thank both of you. I'm very, very sure that you will continue to serve our young people. I also am confident that the community will support all of these phenomenal efforts, you know, because sometimes we're too familiar with all of the negative things, the homicides and all of those things in the community. Well, we need to know about the good things that the Boys and Girls Club is doing. And also, we need to be familiar with that process because we can refer people to that and they will help to address, because we need to catch them early. They're going to be engaged in something. And it's my suggestion through experience. I know that if we can engage them in positive activities like what the Boys and Girls Club provides, that they will make a measurable difference in our community. This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Habersham, having interviewed Ms. Rochelle Wilson, who's the Vice President of Development and Marketing for the Boys and Girls Club. I got it close enough, Rochelle. And also Mr. Philip Bryant, who's the President and CEO. Give that number again and the email, one of you.
That phone number again here to the office is area code 478-743-4153. Or you can email us at info at bgccg.org.
Well, I can't wait to get off this phone and go to the website to get that pink ball and that white ball. And I encourage everybody else to do so. And keep in mind that the Boys and Girls Club provides an opportunity for you to support them. Don't just stand there, do something. And that something will make a difference. I thank you all for the job that you're doing. Continue all the good work. Wishing you Godspeed. This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Have a great day.